to home of the Atlanta Swarm here at the Hive. Week 2 Simulation Football League action here on For the Fans. I am the play-by-play analyst Stephen Hacker. Alongside me is Robert Garrett Jr. Back at SFL headquarters is Commissioner Cameron Irvine. Down in the stats truck, we got a full house. Phil Koss, Dwayne Schindler, and A.K. Jones, man in the stats truck. It's an interesting ball game here this week. Robert, 1-1. Both of these teams both getting nice wins last week. Atlanta getting a nice win against Louisiana, 45-34. Atlanta took it to Tulsa, 44-17. So both high-powered offenses tonight, Robert. And who do you think has got the edge?
Oh man, it's really hard to guess between these two teams. The highest firepower teams in Week 1 of the Simulation Football League. Atlanta at 2 with 44 points last week. Vancouver at 1 with 45. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Both of these teams have their work cut out for them on the defense. I want to call out Ashley Rose Finch last week with that big pick six. Both defenses can make those kinds of plays. Both offenses not afraid to throw the ball around. So it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to get this kickoff started. Atlanta probably wanting some vengeance here after last season's playoff game where Vancouver ended up winning 41-33 after Atlanta had the lead 23-0 in the second quarter.
Yeah, and a big time comeback there to spoil the playoff hopes of Atlanta. Atlanta is set to receive this ball. I'm sorry, set to receive this kickoff. Atlanta with the black tops, blue trim. Vancouver wearing the all white. Short kick fielded at about the 15-yard line, brought out left side, and the returner is brought down at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it's a really good return for Atlanta to start off this game. Kendra Hall is their kick returner here, and it's a good spot to set up for Bryant Dynasty. Excuse me, I said Kendra Hall. I looked at the wrong side. Bryant Dynasty and BGG Hollywood at the 31. I'm excited to see where they go here.
Single back formation for Bryant Dynasty. Two tight ends, a set. Dynasty back throw, fires left side, down the left side. Oh, it's intercepted. Mark Lopez able to jump up and get this one, take it away. No, that was Ashley Rose Finch. Miscommunication on the numbers, but down the right-hand sideline, first play of the game, Rose Finch steps up for her defense.
Yeah, Rose Finch, I thought she was going to get a second pick six in the second week of the season. Atlanta able to stop her, but Vancouver set up in great field position for Tom Pepper and Robert Redford, who were explosive last week.
Great starting field position. Just one play for Atlanta on that drive. Vancouver now takes over at the Atlanta 25-yard line. Tom Pepper under center. Three wide receivers on the field for the Legion. Snap. Pepper back to throw. Fires over the middle. Almost intercepted by Atlanta. Took a shot downfield, but Finnegan was there to knock that one away for the Swarm.
Yeah, these teams are extremely trigger happy right now. And Cole Finnegan able to get there and bat the ball down.
High-powered offenses wanting to score very quickly. As we've got a 2nd and 10. Pepper again with three wide receivers out there. Weak eye formation. As Pepper takes a snap, stretch play left side, handoff Redford, and he plows forward for 4 yards.
Yeah, and a great run by Robert Redford, able to bounce it back to his right after he seen he wasn't going to be able to get to the sideline any farther. Able to get another yard or two on that run because of that.
Let's introduce this Vancouver Legion offense. Tom Pepper, the quarterback, running back Robert Redford, wide receivers Brett Killian, Kendra Hall, and Andy Hamilton. Tight ends, James Walters, Dan Daly. We'll get to the offensive linemen after the conclusion of this play. Pepper takes the snap, single, alone in the shotgun, fires over the middle, caught, first down, and pulled down at the 8-yard line. Is the fourth wide receiver on the depth chart.
Yeah, and a great throw over the middle, a great route ran by the receiver there, able to run a post route, and they're in striking range right now at 8-yard line.
Pepper, play action fake to Redford, fires left side, well covered play, but it's going to be hauled in by Brett Killian.
Yeah, and Brett Killian able to get extremely low to pull in that catch. Didn't gain a whole lot on the play, but moves him just a little bit closer to the end zone. And Robert Redford, an explosive runner.
Great starting field position has the Vancouver Legion knocking at the door. In the SFL red zone, Pepper under center. Back to throw time, fires back of the end zone, intercepted. Great play by the Swarm secondary player there, and steals an opportunity for this Legion offense.
Blake Hamrick able to get up high and pick off Tom Pepper's pass. He was looking to go to the corner of the end zone, thought he had his receiver there, but just threw it a little bit too far to the left. Great play by Hamrick to get the Swarm the ball back.
Crisis avoided. Dynasty throwing the interception on their first play, and Atlanta makes a great stand in the red zone to give the ball back to their quarterback. Dynasty, the second season quarterback. BDG Hollywood dots the I, takes a stretch play left side, breaks a tackler, and gets hauled down by a couple after a 5-yard gain.
And that's got to be one of the key things that Vancouver nails on in this game is they have to have somebody there, a second defender even, so that they can make sure that BDG Hollywood can't get out of there. If he busts a spin move or breaks a tackle, it's a whole lot harder to take him down.
Yeah, one of the premier ball carriers in the SFL, BDG Hollywood, is a threat every play to take it to the house. Running formation, another stretch play left side, had the pulling guard there, and Hollywood's going to get dragged down after a 2-yard gain.
And again, as I said it, the Legion coming at BDG Hollywood 2 or 3 deep, able to make the tackle. Kyler Murray, one of the 2 guys in there, the corner playing the outside, making sure that Hollywood can't get the edge like he likes to do.
3 wide receivers bunched to the right side for Dynasty. 4 down front for the Legion. They bring pressure. Dynasty fires to the right side, knocked down. Well-defended play as Dynasty was targeting the wide receiver, Siege Falco.
Yeah, and that was honestly a good throw by Bryant Dynasty. Maybe could have had a little bit more of a whiz to it and a sense of urgency, but the defender just played that ball perfectly, came up, and by the time Dynasty realized the guy was there, it was too late.
So a 3-and-out there for Atlanta. Not much progress made on the drive, but going to punt this one away and hope that their defense can make another great stand. Good snap, no pressure brought by Vancouver. Good hang time on the punt. Returners hit immediately, dragged down at the Vancouver 37-yard line.
Yeah, Vancouver not getting a chance to make any kind of play on that. That was receiver Andy Hamilton on the punt return, but Atlanta made sure to have coverage there and not able to get anywhere. Vancouver comes out on their own 37.
Atlanta Swarm bring out a nickel formation, 4 down linemen, 3 wide receivers for Tom Pepper. Quick outright caught for a 4-yard gain.
And Tom Pepper just looks to the outside, sees his receiver. That was Andy Hamilton once again getting a reception. And just an easy play for Tom Pepper to make to keep their drive going and not lose any yards.
Let's introduce this Atlanta Swarm defense. Defensive ends Chris Porter and Billy Ray Valentine. Defensive tackles Leo Jefferson and Joshua Williams. Linebackers Cole Finnegan, Cree Higgins, and Aquinas Shine. Defensive backs at the conclusion of this play. Pepper, deep drop, moves to the right, fires downfield, caught! Huge reception by Dan Daly to get down the field.
Yeah, and Tom Pepper playing with veteran presence, feels the pocket start to collapse, rolls out to his right, and in that time is able to find his tight end, Dan Daly, deep down the field, and that was a perfect strike for Vancouver.
2 offensive linemen for the Vancouver Legion are Michael Percoco and Mike Newtone. As Pepper under center, Redford dots the I. Handoff left side, Redford makes his way to the outside. He's got a block, and he's down the sideline, down to the 15-yard line of Atlanta. Great open field play made by the defender.
And what a big hit by Chris Henry there to make Robert Redford stop the run. and he didn't even have to think about it, just ran him straight over. Robert Redford was looking at the end zone there, and Chris Henry likely saved Atlanta from giving up a touchdown.
Henry, the 6'4", 220-pound safety. Pepper in the shotgun. Redford sidecar to his left. Just over 6.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Checks down to Redford in the flats, and he's going to get 2 yards before Quanah Shine makes the tackle.
Yeah, Tom Pepper wasn't really seeing anything deep, so he decided to quickly hit his dump off man in Robert Redford as the pressure from Atlanta was starting to come. This defensive line so far for Atlanta is doing a great job getting off their blocks. They're just not getting to Tom Pepper in time. He's getting the ball released too fast for them to get there.
Shine up over 1,100 career tackles, been around for 11 seasons as Pepper's throw is complete right side and dragged down at the 8-yard line is Brett Killian.
Yeah, Pepper again just looking for a quick out route. Brett Killian pretty well covered there, but Killian, the best receiver that Vancouver has, and if Pepper's going to try and throw a ball into coverage, it's going to be to him.
Killian bunched in tight, top of the screen. Strong I formation, handoff Redford, stretch play right side. Atlanta is all over that one, swarms to make the play. It's going to be a loss of 2.
Yeah, and when you try to rush to the weak side, it doesn't always end up well, like it didn't there for Vancouver. Just ran out of field to go to, and Atlanta was able to load up that side and really force Redford to keep trying to bounce outside and eventually get him down.
Atlanta is on for the field goal attempt, and it is good from 27 yards. That's Ramon Rakowski knocking that one in and gives Atlanta the 3-point lead. 5:15 left to go. Robert, how do you feel about that drive?
Oh man, that was a great drive there. And you know, I think Vancouver has something to build off of there. 7 plays, 57 yards. They ended up with a field goal, not quite what they'd like to see. But I think they learned a little bit about Atlanta's defense in that drive, and they have something to work off of now.
Atlanta's going to field this kickoff at about their own 25-yard line, gets it out to the 33. And that's where Dynasty and this offense is going to take over. Struggled a little bit here early with their first 2 possessions, Robert, and I'd like to see a little bit more BDG Hollywood kind of change the momentum a little bit, maybe get them going and get them into some third and manageable.
Yeah, BDG Hollywood is absolutely the guy they need to try and get going here. Averaged 9.9 yards last week against Tulsa. Last week they were able to get a first down pretty much every time they gave him the ball. They need to work on doing that again here today.
Very patient on the handoff. Hollywood waiting for his blocks to develop, gets 2 yards.
And it was a great push by the offensive line of Atlanta. It gave BDG some kind of wall pretty much to follow. Eventually a little too fast and ran into his offensive line, but able to push ahead just that little bit more.
From the Atlanta 35-yard line. Dynasty, a handoff. Hollywood up the middle, gets 3 yards. And a great play by the Legion linebackers to get there and make the play.
Yeah, BDG not running the greatest so far in this first quarter, but he's able to help Atlanta chip away. 3rd and 7 or 8 is a whole lot better, or is a whole lot worse than 3rd and 5. They have a little bit more room in their playbook if they want to mess around with things.
Dynasty hands off, and Hollywood cuts to the outside, tries to make something happen, breaks a tackle, and gets the first down. Great second effort by BDG Hollywood. And the tackle made by Mike Coverson on the play.
Yeah, BDG was not giving up on this drive whatsoever. Able to fight ahead, just kept bouncing to the outside. Finally goes one-on-one with a man, able to blast through him and keep going for the first down.
And this Vancouver Legion defense, defensive ends, Achille Papatonis, Mike Coverson, defensive tackle, Gerald Giudice, linebackers, Kevin Brackett, Josh Farnsey, defensive backs, Kyler Murray, Ashley Rose Finch, Dean Maddox, Major Key, Mark Lopez, and Nate Hall. Dynasty moves around in the pocket. It's going to get hit. Loses 9 yards on the sack. And it's going to be the defensive end that gets there and brings him down.
Yeah, the Gerald Judasesi there, just getting off of his block, able to go flying in and make that tackle. As I said earlier, Atlanta's defensive line very quick to get off the block, but couldn't quite get there. And Vancouver able to that time, as their defensive line has matched up very well so far against this offensive line.
Second and long, Dynasty under center. Time to throw, checks down. It's Boo Chisholm's going to get the reception and 9 yards to go along with it.
Yeah, and that was a underthrown pass there by Dynasty. I don't know if maybe he got hit and it threw his track off a little bit or what, but Boo Chisholm had to stretch back, come back, and lose a little bit of momentum to get that ball, and it set Vancouver up to make the play and now force a 3rd and 10.
Dynasty changing the play. Doesn't like the look of the defense. Vancouver's got nickel formation. Fires left side, Boo Chisholm, and well-defended play as the ball falls harmlessly to the turf.
And Kyler Murray on the pass deflection there. Very quiet week for him last week. Only recorded a tackle in that game against Louisiana, but this time making a little bit of noise, able to get up there and knock the ball down. And now Atlanta at a 4th down.
And so continuing to struggle here, getting anything going on offense, as Atlanta's had the interception on their first drive, the punt on their second drive, and now we're looking at another punt here on their third drive. Still 2.5 minutes to go in this ball game, and their defense has done a great job minimizing the damage or the lack of offense, as Vancouver's only put up 3 points. Returner gets this one and hauls it out to the 19-yard line, and that's where Tom Pepper, Robert Redford, and company will come out for their third drive.
Yeah, I commented earlier that I thought this was going to be a high-scoring game, and it has not been so far. A lot of wacky things going on so far this week in the SFL. Maybe this game's going to turn out to be another one of those.
Peppers under center, 4-3 defense for Atlanta. Killian bunched in tight, handoff left side to Redford as he makes a move up the field, breaks the tackle, and drags a couple more for an 8-yard gain.
Atlanta had multiple chances to take down Redford there, but he's just moving too quick, juking and going back and forth, able to punch it ahead for a gain of 8, and now 2nd and 2 for the Legion. They can really choose whatever they want to do here.
Redford with 8,900 yards on his career as he gets a first down there and spent some time with Las Vegas and now a couple of seasons with Vancouver and really hasn't missed a beat. Definitely a ball carrier that you can rely on to be a focal point of your offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And last season had 261 carries for 1,500 yards and 19 touchdowns. They weren't quite able to get him going in the passing game, but they weren't really looking to do that as they are going to run him here for a short gain.
Yeah, hit in the backfield, able to plow forward and get a couple more yards out of that one. And both of these running backs are going to bring that. They're going to give that second effort, and they're going to fight for every yard. From the Vancouver 34-yard line, just over a minute left here in the first quarter. Vancouver trying to protect the 3-0 lead. Atlanta drops back into coverage. Pepper checks down to Redford left side. Quana Shine is the closest one there, gets blocked, and Redford has a first down.
And it seemed like Atlanta just completely forgot about that side of the field. The only guy that was there, as you said, was Aquana Shine, but even he was nowhere near Robert Redford in the sideline. He had a straight line to get the first down.
And great job by Pepper taking what the defense gives him. Recognized that the right side of the field was well covered. Saw Redford there and trust in his playmaker, and he gets him a first down because of it. Trying to get past midfield. Pepper now at the 4 wide receiver spread. Redford the lone back. Atlanta's out in the 4-3 defense, moving around in the backfield. Pepper unfazed by the look, throws right side, and the receiver has the reception just short of the first down. It's Dan Daly making his second reception of the ball game.
Yeah, Dan Daly just running a outside quick out route or something of the sorts. Not quite wide open, but the defender a few yards off. and Daly is able to keep moving downfield for his team, and has really shown out today so far.
Single left. Pepper with a quick drop fires, and it's caught for the first down and 11-yard reception. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter, where Vancouver is driving. They have the 3-0 lead. We are the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. And stay tuned as we get ready to take on the second quarter. Flip the side of the field. We break huddle. Pepper under center. Killian, the lone receiver, on the field. 4-3 base defense for Atlanta. Handoff, Redford. Spin move upfield. Laquana Shine's there to bring down Redford for a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, and I really like what Atlanta's defense is doing here. They're showing a lot of pressure with Cree Higgins up the middle, or a couple different linebackers there. Or actually, Cree Higgins on the tackle, Cole Finnegan, the one in the middle, showing pressure. I think they need to go on with those blitzes a couple times, though, and see if they can get Redford in the backfield.
As Redford with the hesitation move, and the hesitation gets him a couple of extra yards, a pickup of 5.
Yeah, Redford right now averaging 6 yards per carry. Atlanta's got to figure out an answer for that. Can't keep letting him carry the ball that efficiently, or else it's just going to be first down after first down, and Vancouver's offense is going to look to score.
Pepper, quick drop, fires the slant route, caught down the right-hand side. Dan Daly with his 3rd target and 3rd reception.
Yeah, and the tight ends of the SFL have really been showing out this season. Dan Daly there with another big catch, as I thought it was actually going to be picked off by Chris Henry, but just a little too out of position. And Daly got them to the 10-yard line, where their offense is hoping to put some points on the board.
Twins to the right for Pepper, split backfield. Quick drop, fires another slant, caught for the touchdown. Vancouver moved downfield very effectively, and Brett Killian puts the cherry on top and gives Vancouver a 9-0 lead.
And what a thread the needle kind of throw from veteran quarterback Tom Pepper, able to throw it right in the middle of coverage, get the ball to his lead receiver and Brett Killian, and put up 6 on the board for the Vancouver Legion.
Yeah, fantastic 10-play, 81-yard drive, capped off by the 10-yard reception by Killian. And Vancouver is looking to continue their pace, picking up last week. We've been hinting at it all game. These were the 2 most high-powered offenses last week, and Vancouver is looking to continue that here. Both teams look prepared, but Atlanta just has seemed to struggle in the first quarter, couldn't get anything at all going, and Vancouver looks to be in control of this ball game.
Yeah, Vancouver has really seemed to hit the ground running so far in Season 16. Just a highly, highly dangerous offense, and then their defense is able to back it up and keep the other team out of the end zone as much as they can, really forcing turnovers.
Rakowski set to kick this one away. Again, a short kick fielded at the 15-yard line, and that's going to be returned out to the Atlanta 30.
Yeah, and this is the moment that Atlanta really needs to strike. They got to try and get Bryant Dynasty going. Only 1 completion off of 4 attempts so far for 9 yards. They got to get the ball downfield with their receivers, Siege Falco and Boo Chisholm, 2 of the best in the game, and Chisholm only having 1 catch so far.
Dynasty under center, 3-step drop, quick fire deep down the right-hand side, as Falco was the intended target, but was well covered on the play by Dean Maddox.
Yeah, and Maddox just played locked down there on Siege Falco. I thought they were secretly listening to me up here in the booth as I said that they air the ball out. But, as I think about it, it's going to be really hard to do that against a defensive backfield for the Legion that is 2nd in the league in turnover differential at 3.
Split back 3 wide receiver. Vancouver is out in the nickel formation. 3-step drop for Dynasty. Pressure from the right-hand side. Dynasty fires the right-hand side, and a short reception for 2 yards.
Yeah, Dynasty just trying to get the ball out of his hands. seemed like he felt a little bit more pressure than maybe was coming to him, but seen an open receiver and thought he'd get the yards so that they could face a 3rd and 8 rather than maybe a 3rd and 10 had he gotten sacked.
Looks like the same formation flip. Handoff Hollywood up the middle. Met in the backfield, loses a yard. And that'll stop that drive dead right there.
Yeah, and I know Atlanta has a lot of faith in the running of BDG Hollywood, but I do not think at 3rd and 9 that was the right choice for their offense. They have got to get these receivers going, and even Jamal Wooding, a really dangerous threat in the passing game for Atlanta as well, and he also does not have a reception so far in the game.
No pressure applied on the punt. Fielded and brought forward for about 2 yards, so Vancouver's going to take over from their own 30-yard line. 8.5 minutes left in this ball game, a 10-point lead. And Pepper and Redford, they have to be feeling really good right now. Coach Andy Hamilton, I know, is looking to move the ball and keep scoring the points and apply the pressure to Atlanta here at home at the Hive. Quick look at Aquana time. Go ahead, Robert.
The good thing about where they're at now, they're up 10-0. They can really play around with their playbook and try out some new stuff if they want to.
Redford plows forward, gets 4 yards on the carry.
Yeah, Robert Redford keeping the trend going, getting 4 and 5 yards a run. Atlanta's defensive line hasn't been able to fill the gaps very well, and Atlanta just getting torn up on the ground.
Yeah, Pepper playing very well here in this first half. 11 completions, 13 attempts. Doing a great job leading his team. Redford, handoff right side, stretch play goes for nothing. Stopped at the line by Cree Higgins.
Yeah, Cree Higgins able to get up off the edge for the swarm and stop Robert Redford. Get a little bit of momentum going, something buzzing for Atlanta. And now they got a 3rd and long. See if they can get the ball back.
Empty 5 wide receiver set for Vancouver on this 3rd and long. Slant route caught just short of the first down as a nice defensive play made by the Swarm to stop that drive.
Yeah, and unfortunate for the receiver there for the Legion. Just when he caught the ball, he was a little bit too high, so he couldn't even think about trying to use his power. His legs fully extended, the defender able to take him down easily and force the 4th and 1. Big stop for Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta needed a good defensive stand there. Now they just need their offense to wake up, get something going, and put a little pressure. Oh, a blocked kick, a blocked punt. Fantastic play. My goodness, it's bouncing around all over the place. Nobody's on it yet. And Atlanta finally is able to hop on that ball at the Vancouver 17-yard line. Very fortunate play for Atlanta, and their home crowd is loving that, Robert.
Yeah, absolutely. Atlanta got a big chance there, and it seemed like maybe Vancouver players were a little hesitant to try and get the ball. I know Atlanta was going to end up with it either way it went, but they had to get back there and try to prevent the touchdown.
You get the ball inside the SFL red zone from the Vancouver 17. Dynasty, 3 wide receiver split back, fires back of the end zone. Siege Falco, the intended target, it's intercepted. Vancouver gets the ball right back, and it's Dean Maddox with superb coverage.
And that just hurts for Atlanta. They had everything going for them. And Bryant Dynasty throws up a good pass to Siege Falco. Maddox just plays it perfectly, able to high point the ball and pull it in. And now the Legion doesn't really get affected by that turnover or blocked punt, excuse me. Now has the ball at their 20 and gets another chance at it.
Legion defense has really stepped up here today, keeping their offense on the field and Atlanta's offense off of it. Redford, handoff right side, room to run. One man to beat down the sideline. Can he do it? Yes, breaks one. And he's finally hauled down after a huge gain at the Atlanta 29-yard line. A 51-yard gain on that one.
And big applause for Jay Miraculous there. The guy to make the tackle actually came all the way across the field to get to Robert Redford before he could get to the end zone there.
And Vancouver just methodically just keeps working their offense, and it's working to perfection here in the first half. 6.5 minutes remaining before the end of the second quarter. Redford, again, right side, good blocking, very patient. Redford Down the sideline to the 5-2. Yes, touchdown, Robert Redford.
The running game of Vancouver, dangerous as ever, and it's a big part due to guard and tackle Michael Percoco and Mike Newtones. Just great blocking on that side, and Robert Redford really able to get to the second level without dealing with any contact and find the best way to the end zone.
Atlanta only 2 plays to go 80 yards after that 29-yard rushing touchdown by Robert Redford. Rakowski is on for the extra point, looking to extend this lead to 17. And it feels just like the air has been sucked out of the hive here. It's everybody is stunned. It's silent. Rakowski, a little bit of a high snap, but fielded and up and good. So 7-0, Vancouver here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, this team was coming in hyped and ready to go after a big win, 44-17 last week at home against Tulsa. But Vancouver came in fiery. These teams have played 3 times, and the home team so far has won every matchup. Vancouver looking to prove that wrong and get the first road win in these 2-team series.
As the returner up the field has a gap and is able to get out almost to midfield. Just short of midfield down to the 48-yard line. So spectacular return by the Swarm there.
And the kicker, Ramon Rakowski, actually the one to make the tackle to stop the returner. I thought he was headed straight to the end zone there. Big play for Atlanta. And now they got to do something with it inside Vancouver's side of the field already.
Dynasty looks calm. Getting under center, BDG Hollywood, the lone back. Siege Falco at the bottom of your screen. Dynasty back to throw. Throws over the middle, pass is caught, and a first down made by the tight end.
Yeah, Dynasty staying composed there. They've struggled a little so far this game, but a little bit of momentum on their side now. They got to play it smart, keep moving down the field, and put some points on the board.
Looking to build off the rhythm. Dynasty. 2 running backs in the backfield. Back to throw. Left side out route's caught, and Boo Chisholm has 6 yards on that reception.
Yeah, Boo Chisholm's been the big receiver so far for Atlanta, but this team's passing game still struggling so far in this game. Looks like they're starting to warm up. They got to continue to build Dynasty's confidence here.
Looks like we got a strong power eye here. Right up the middle is Hollywood. Good blocking, cuts it to the left side, and Hollywood's going to get it down to the Vancouver 26-yard line.
Yeah, BDG had a wall in front of him, just had to bounce it out to the left. But again, his speed, he's just moving too fast. He runs into his blockers, couldn't get there, and the Legion was all over him by the time he had an open lane.
Atlanta is really looking to apply the pressure here. Really the first time all game that they've had Vancouver this close to their own end zone. So I know Atlanta is looking to capitalize here. Boo Chisholm, the lone wide receiver, to the top of the screen. Dynasty under center, 4.5 minutes remaining. Play action fake. Dynasty fires right side, and well-covered play is knocked down.
Kyler Murray again on the pass deflection. Just been all over the place for the defense of the Legion. And, this pass game for Atlanta struggling to get going. But it's really because the defensive backs for the Legion and how well they've covered these receivers so far.
Twin set now for the Atlanta Swarm. Dynasty looking to throw. Time fires over the middle. When there, he drops it in over the top, and it's Boo Chisholm to get Atlanta on the board for their first points of the game.
Boo Chisholm able to find the hole in the zone and get his way into the end zone. Bryant Dynasty had an easy throw there to deliver the ball to Chisholm, and touchdown for the Swarm.
And that's the Atlanta offense that you expect to see, a great throw and an electrifying offense. And Atlanta's showing life here before the half. was a 5-play, 52-yard drive capped off by the 26-yard touchdown pass. And Atlanta's bringing out their kicker for the extra point. And that's kicker Sammy Steele getting the extra point through, the 2-season veteran.
Yeah, and if I'm Atlanta, that was a great confidence-building drive there for their offense, for Bryant Dynasty, really everybody at the moment. Now they have a little bit of momentum with 4.5 minutes left to go in this first half. They have the potential to get the ball back if their defense can play as hot as they did the last drive.
Steele with the ball on the tee. Kicks this one away. Vancouver returner fields it at the goal line. It's Andy Hamilton bringing it out to the Vancouver 22-yard line. And Pepper has been playing very well. Again, 11 of 13, has the interception, but also has a touchdown. It's good for a 95.5 QBR. And Redford already on the day, up over 120 yards rushing on 12 attempts, touchdown, and has been absolutely dynamic for this offense. 3 wide receivers set. Redford in the backfield. Pepper back to throw, quick drop, fires deep down the middle, and it's tipped away and was trying to make another big highlight play.
Yeah, I was holding my breath there. I really thought Kendra Hall was going to come up with the reception, but a great play by the defender there to get his hand out and put that ball into the ground.
Quick glimpse at Moose Papanow there. Vancouver's going to line up in a strong power I. Brett Killian, the wide receiver at the top of your screen. Atlanta's out there in a 4-3 base defense, applying the pressure, expecting the run. Redford breaks a tackle right side and gets 9 yards on the carry.
And you know the crazy thing about both running backs in this game, they run like they're big men. They don't care who you are and how hard you hit. They're going to run you over if you don't size them up correctly and try and drive them into the ground.
Very, very explosive runner. 3rd and 1. Handoff Redford left side, breaks the tackle, and has got enough and more for the first down.
Yeah, Redford out there playing pinball, just bouncing off defender after defender and getting a first down for his offense. Not only able to keep moving down the field, but running out the clock on this first half.
Yeah, and Vancouver, that's very important to them. That's going to be a big key to protecting this lead is clock management. You've got a nice sizable lead now. You just have to limit turnovers and manage the clock to the best of your ability. I formation, 3 wide receivers. Atlanta's got a nickel formation on defense. Handoff Redford, dive play, spin moves, double spin, and it's good for 4 yards.
Yeah, Redford tried to spin it to the outside and quickly realized that there was a defender. So tried it bounce it back inside, and it was already too late there. Lost a little bit of his momentum, and the defense was able to surround him quickly.
Four 3 base defense from the Swarm. Pepper back to throw, checks down to Redford out of the backfield, stumbles a little bit as Cree Higgins stops him for a minimal gain.
Yeah, Robert Redford again got to the outside, and there was quite a bit of room for him to advance the ball, but Pepper's throw just a little bit off, and Redford stumbled after making the catch. Atlanta's defense able to come up and make the stop, so now facing a 3rd and short.
3rd and 2, Vancouver. 60% on 3rd downs here. Check down to the flats as Redford has another first down. Aquinas Shine in coverage, able to secure the tackle, but moves the chains for the Legion.
Yeah, Aquinas Shine came flying down. Normally, these running backs, you have to have 1 or 2 guys extra just to take them to the ground, but Aquinas Shine doing it by himself and showing that he is still one of the big dogs in the SFL.
Bunch wide receivers for Pepper. Hits his favorite target Redford out of the backfield, but loses a yard. And we're going to reach the 2-minute warning. We are the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. I'm Stephen Hacker. He's Robert Garrett. Commissioner Cameron Irvine is at SFL headquarters. Down in the stats truck, we have Phil Koss, Dwayne Schindler, and A.K. Jones. And Vancouver in control of this ball game just before halftime, up 10 points. Tom Pepper with 5 wide receivers in the shotgun. Atlanta in a dime formation. Pepper, quick drop, looks over the middle, all slants, pass tipped away as the defensive back able to get in front of that one.
Yeah, just an absolutely gutsy call by the offensive coordinator of Vancouver. Decides to go 5 wide and just see if they can get something downfield. The defense by Atlanta played great, and now a 3rd and long for the Legion.
And this really helps Atlanta. Vancouver to this point, 4 of 6 on 3rd down with 11 first downs gained. So let's see if Atlanta can tighten up here. Pepper back to throw, out route is caught, tries to turn upfield, but short of the first down by quite a bit.
Yeah, now Vancouver maybe realized they weren't going to get the first down on that play. Tom Pepper playing it smart, throws it to his receiver that can make the reception, keep the play in bounds, and the clock running down just a little bit. But Atlanta really has plenty of time to get the ball downfield and score.
Yeah, there is time. Interesting that no timeout was called, but it's those timeouts are like gold, and you want them when you have offense, especially if you're trying to move downfield in a hurry. Vancouver is definitely taking all of the time off the clock that they can. Looks like it's going to be an angled punt towards the left sideline. It's going to be fielded and returned, but only a couple of yards gain out to the Atlanta 15-yard line.
Yeah, and that's a rough return if you're Atlanta. Only got to the ball to the 15. Just a great punt there for Vancouver. That's Brian Patrick, their punter. And their defense has played lockdown so far when it comes to these corners on the receivers. I don't think they're really too worried about how much time's on the clock.
Dynasty's going to be alone in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. Quick throw to the right side, well-defended play as it's knocked down by the safety, Nate Hall.
Yeah, Nate Hall just sitting in the middle of the field. Dynasty tried to deliver that to his receiver, and Hall easily able to bat it down. And, their defense has been stingy all game. I got to imagine they're going to continue in this last minute.
And Vancouver with 5 defensive backs on the field. BDG Hollywood, the lone back for Atlanta. Dynasty set to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Double out route is caught. And it's a nice play for the first down. We'll see if Atlanta elects to go with the hurry-up offense.
Yeah, great job finding his tight end, Will Todd, the rookie, his first reception of his SFL career. And it's a big one for the Swarm. Got the first down and keeps moving the ball downfield, but they're quickly running out of time. They got to get moving quick.
Yeah, got to show a little urgency here. Dynasty, a quick drop back, fires over the middle, pass is caught for a 7-yard gain, and Siege Falco has his first reception of the day, and Atlanta takes their first time out of the half.
And that play call, kind of a head scratcher by Atlanta. In the end, yeah, they got 7 yards out of it. Got down the field a little bit more, but you got to look a little bit deeper, not throw these in and out routes right now. You got 30 seconds to get down the field. You're running out of time quickly.
Dynasty under center. BDG Hollywood, the lone back. Vancouver out with 5 defensive backs. Deep throw right side as Siege Falco well covered. Dean Maddox has had his number all game.
Yeah, and Bryant Dynasty really trying to get Siege Falco going. Unfortunately, Maddox just winning that matchup. Doing a great job at it too. Now 3rd and 3 for Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta's struggling a little bit here on 3rd down in this ball game. 1 for 4 with only 4 first downs gained. We'll see what they elect to do here on 3rd down. Stretch play right side. Hollywood stopped in the backfield. Kevin Brackett was one of the ones there to make the play.
Yeah, and I think that Atlanta was just going to try and run out the clock at that point. But now Vancouver, with the momentum on their side, call a timeout, trying to see if maybe in this last 20 seconds they can find a way to get downfield enough to even put a field goal on the board.
They will have the 2 timeouts, Robert. It will be interesting. Their offense has had some high firepower plays. It's definitely working for them. We'll see if they elect to take the shot. Good punt as the returner gets out to the Vancouver 37-yard line.
And they're just short of their 40 there with 16 seconds left to go. Two timeouts. They don't necessarily have to go Hail Mary here, but if they're going to run anything, it's got to be some kind of corner route so that they can get out of bounds quickly.
And we'll see if they elect to do that. Looks like they're favoring the run here. Brett Killian, the lone wide receiver, bunched in tight, and they get somebody to jump off sides on Atlanta on the defensive side. Redford was able to get about 6 yards on the carry, but I think we're going to see an accepted penalty and shorten the first down.
Yeah, just a showing of frustration by Atlanta, jumping off sides into the neutral zone. Vancouver gets the free 5 yards. And, I'm kind of surprised that they came out and ran the ball there, but maybe they're comfortable in how Robert Redford's been running, and they're hoping to see some kind of breakaway.
Just 13 seconds before the half. Now Vancouver with 3 wide receivers out on the field. Redford's the lone back, split off to the right. Atlanta's got a nickel defense. Pepper moves around in the pocket, fires deep to the left-hand side, and it's almost brought in, but pass falls incomplete as Vancouver was looking to take a shot to Brett Killian there.
Yeah, and if that ball's on point, that's another touchdown. 7 points on the board for Vancouver, but Tom Pepper, a little overexcited, just overthrows his receiver, and now with 8 seconds left, they gotta either throw the ball deep downfield or run out the clock.
With the formation, we expect a run here, and they do. Stretch play left side to Redford, blown up at the line of scrimmage. Nice play made by the linebacker, Cole Finnegan.
And I guess that they were just trying to see if they could get a few more yards to set themselves up for a better Hail Mary there, Stephen. Kind of a questionable call, but they keep some time on the board, luckily, and give Pepper one more chance unless they're going to try and take a long field goal. But that would be an extremely long field goal.
Would really need the wind at his back there, and I don't think that's possible inside of a dome. So field goal out of the question. We're gonna see what Tom Pepper's arm has in store. Hail Mary formation, 4 wide receivers over to the right-hand side. Pepper is going to be sacked, and that's going to do it for the end of the half.
Yeah, and a big play there by Chris Porter, able to come in and get the sack to end the half. Maybe that's something that they see as a momentum shift now. Headed into the locker room, their coaches get a chance to adjust and see if they can adapt to this Vancouver offense that has been high-powered.
Yeah, and both of these teams really have shown that their defenses are there. Vancouver's offense has performed a little bit better here today, and Atlanta's come out a little stagnant. But here at home, I know Atlanta's going to fight really hard for their home crowd, and they do have an explosive offense. Just they took the shots, but Dean Maddox specifically was really having Brian Dynasty and Falco's number. And we'll see if they elect to keep targeting that matchup, or if they elect to go with one of their tight ends, or they're on the other side of the field, the Blue Chisholm.
Yeah, and you said that Atlanta's offense has been kind of stagnant, and I kind of got to argue that, yes, BDG Hollywood's rushing number is 8 for 22, could be a little bit better, but I give a lot of props to the defensive backfield for Vancouver. 6 pass deflections, 2 interceptions for that group of players, and they've really been the thorn in the side of Bryant Dynasty so far in this game.
And Vancouver investing in their defensive backfield, hoping to take on some high-powered offense teams that like to throw the ball downfield, and they're definitely up for the challenge here today. Have done a really good job shutting down a good passing offense. But I think Atlanta, like you said, 22 yards in the first half. I'd like to see Hollywood get the ball and a couple more chances to work. Atlanta's defense has played really well here today, and I think that Hollywood's that piece that makes this Atlanta offense go. And if you're not feeding what makes your offense go, I think this is the kind of outcome you can expect. So I think they're going to make those decisions. They're going to make those changes in the second half, and they're going to come out and compete.
Yeah, and a big thing with BDG Hollywood too is not only is he a big help in the run game, obviously, but big time player in the receiving game last season for Atlanta, and so far has not had a single ball thrown his way by Bryant Dynasty. Maybe that's how they look to get him involved, get him open on some of these swing passes where he's got a little bit of room and can really create some space with his speed.
And we're just about to get second half action underway. We are the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. I am Stephen Hacker. He's Robert Garrett Jr. In the stats truck is Phil Koss, Dwayne Schindler, and A.K. Jones. Vancouver with the lead here in Atlanta, Georgia at the Hive. As Sammy Steele, the kicker for Atlanta, on the field, ready to get it going, and the kick is away. Vancouver going to field this one about 2 yards into their own end zone. Andy Hamilton down the middle out to the Vancouver 23-yard line.
Yeah, and what better situation for Vancouver than to come out in the second half and get the ball, able to really try and lay it on Atlanta here. If they can get Robert Redford going in this first drive, it could be extremely dangerous to Atlanta to finish out this game.
Pepper in the shotgun, Redford sidecar right. Quick drop, low snap, corralled well by Pepper. Fires deep down the middle, and it's caught and fumbled immediately by Dan Daly. Picked up by the linebacker, who gets it down to the Vancouver 39-yard line. Cole Finnegan able to pick up the fumble.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of those calls where you might see a review here, kind of a 1-2 play there, but it looks like he may have gotten possession when his feet hit the ground, and it may stay. Let's see if there's any kind of challenge. I don't think they're going to.
Boy, Atlanta could really use that one to start the second half. We'll see if a challenge comes in. Be fantastic field position. I think Daly did have possession. I mean, it looked like he had possession of the ball, got his feet down, and was able to make that move, and the ball just coughed out. So very fortunate for Atlanta. No challenge flag at the Vancouver 39-yard line. Bryant Dynasty under center, 3 wide receivers out to the right side. Deep shot taken down the right and was targeting Boo Chisholm, but Dean Maddox continued his shutdown island over there on the right side.
Yeah, and it seems like Vancouver is playing a lot of man-on-man with these receivers. And if not, the defensive backs are just doing a great job because time after time they are all over these receivers. Not only was Chisholm covered tightly, but Siege Falco as well on the other side of the field.
Split back 3 wide receiver for Dynasty. Handoff up the middle for Hollywood, and he's going to drag a defender for a yard.
And just trying to figure out any way they can to get BDG Hollywood going. Tried to open up the middle there. Easy push by the offensive line in the first level, but the linebacker is pretty much untouched. Brackett able to make that tackle.
Same formation for the Swarm. Dynasty doesn't like the front. Vancouver's pressuring his wide receivers. Dynasty with time to throw, quick in route, and Brackett there to make a defensive deflection, and Mark Lopez was there to help win coverage as well.
Yeah, and Brackett playing on the outside toward the sideline, a dangerous area of the field for a linebacker to be playing, but able to come up and bat the ball down. Possibly could have had the interception, but maybe he got a little too excited and just wasn't able to pull it in.
And so a 3 and out after the turnover. You have to feel like Atlanta wasted a little bit of an opportunity there, but a good punt here can flip the tide and give their defense a chance. But Hand's team not able to corral that one as the punt rolls into the end zone, and Vancouver is going to start at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, one of the gunners for Atlanta just a little too slow, couldn't quite get to the ball and down it in time. So Vancouver gets the lucky bounce in their offense, and now at the 20 gets another chance to get going. Extremely lucky for them that Atlanta wasn't able to come up with points off of the turnover.
Pepper looking to turn things around. Gets somebody to jump off sides, fires down the middle where Atlanta's been a little weak all game, and finds his for Andy Hamilton for a big gain. And I think they're going to decline the offsides, and they're going to take the big reception.
Yeah, and that was a usual offsides jump. Just decide to take the deep shot, see if you can get anything going. Gets the ball to Andy Hamilton running a deep post. and their offense all the way up to midfield just about already.
And really using these dynamic plays, these big splash plays to get down the field, and then just letting Robert Redford chip away at this Atlanta defense, it's working wonders for Vancouver. Trying to get into plus territory, 4 wide receiver spread for Pepper under center, Redford the lone back. Base 4-3 defense for Atlanta. Left side, screen pass for Redford as he spins upfield, gets 9 yards, maybe a first down, just short of the first down for Redford.
Yeah, Redford's had quite a few of these swing passes in the game where there's no defender playing in the flats or near it. So Redford able to get a little bit of a head of steam going before he cuts up field, breaks out a spin move there, and gets it just inches short of the first down.
Strong eye. 2 wide receiver base set, and a handoff to Redford as he gets the first down, but nothing more.
Redford just a quick blast through the offensive line there. Wasn't going to get much more as the defensive line at his feet, tripping him up, but able to get the first down for his offense. And now at Atlanta's 38-yard line, Tom Pepper got plenty of options as this offense all around the field has been very impressive.
Shotgun, Redford sidecar right. Pepper, a comeback route caught just short of the first down marker. It's going to set up a 2nd and 1. Dan Daly on the reception.
Yeah, just very quick. Find your open receiver and just throw the quick dump off pass. Actually, Andy Hamilton, the one to come up with the reception there, just gets 6 yards downfield and turns around. If Tom Pepper needed the relief, he could throw it over to him, and that's what he ended up doing.
Now inside plus territory, looking to get inside the SFL red zone. Twins to the right for Pepper. Redford split offset to the left, but he's the lone back. Back to throw, quick out route, well defended. Pass jumped in front of it. It's Cree Higgins to be there.
Yeah, that was great play by the outside linebacker. But honestly, you got to put a little bit of that one on Tom Pepper. Just a little bit of a soft throw there. Not a lot there. And I also think he didn't give the receiver quite enough time there. Brett Killian running the out route looked like if he had a little bit more time to run that route, would have been far enough away from the defender to make that reception.
3rd and very manageable for Vancouver here. Killian bunched in tight to the left side. Atlanta in a base 4-3 defense. Everybody's kind of bunched up on the line expecting a run. Redford gets the tote to the right side and blocking upfield and gets 2 yards, gets the first down.
And Redford keeping the drive alive for Vancouver, something he's been doing all game. And, the 3rd quarter already down just under 8 minutes. Vancouver's had a lot of possession time so far in this second half.
Twin wide receivers again for the Legion offense. Pepper back to throw. Quick out routes caught. Killian able to corral it and gets 6 yards before he's pushed out of bounds. And Higgins on the tackle.
Yeah, and I don't know if Killian would have went to the sideline had he fully brought in that catch, but almost dropped it there. It looked like a little bit awkward on the reception, so figured he'd get possession and take the yards he could get rather than possibly fumbling this ball for a second time for the Legion offense.
Pepper back to throw. Out routes there for Brett Killian on the left side, and he gets 5 yards before he runs out of bounds.
Yeah, and Vancouver just runs the same play, the opposite side of the field. Brett Killian wide open on the sideline, an easy first down throw for Tom Pepper. And now Atlanta's 14-yard line. It's really seeming like Atlanta still has no answer for this Legion offense.
Pepper up over 200 yards passing, 21-27. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He's got his team inside the SFL red zone. Single back 4 wide receiver set, and Redford gets the ball but spins and loses 2 yards. Met in the backfield by Cree Higgins.
And Cree Higgins just plays perfectly on that edge for the Atlanta Swarm, able to bring Robert Redford down in the backfield. Probably one of the few losses he's had so far in this game. Vancouver now facing a 2nd and long.
Pepper maybe sees something he changed the play, Out route to Killian. It's only going to get about 4 yards. And I think he recognized that Atlanta was going to drop back deep, so he wanted just to check down to his receiver as Killian's up over 33 yards receiving.
Yeah, Vancouver not quite looking to the end zone yet. Knew they had another down to go, so they just throw and get their yards here. So now they're at the Atlanta 12, only 3rd and 8.
Shotgun, 5 wide receivers. It's an empty set for Pepper. Atlanta's out in the dime formation. Dropping back to throw. Pepper pump fakes, fires to the middle of the end zone, and pass is deflected and knocked away. Andy Hamilton was the intended target.
Yeah, Hamilton almost brought that in, but the contact just a little bit too much for him there as he can't hold on to it, drops the ball, and a great stand by Atlanta's defense here as Vancouver will have to attempt a field goal.
Yeah, Vancouver's really been using Hamilton a lot here this game. He's had great success, and they look to dial up his number there. And great job by the Swarm defense to recognize the hot target and jumped in front of it, knocked it down, and makes this a little bit more tolerable game and gives yourself a fighting chance to stay in this one. Rakowski is going to be on to attempt the 26, 28-yard field goal. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and good as Atlanta extends their lead to 13, 20-7. 6 minutes remaining here in the third quarter, Robert.
Yeah, that was a big stand by Atlanta's defense there to force the 3 points. But now that they're getting the ball back, they got to go down the field and score here. Really still only a 2-score game if Atlanta plays their cards right. They have plenty of time on the game clock. They just got to do something sooner than later. They can't let Vancouver's offense just keep running the clock down.
Yeah, Robert, that's Vancouver's third drive of 10 or more plays in this ball game. So definitely able to control the ball once they have it, as Atlanta's returner returns this one out to the 31-yard line.
Yet Atlanta's had a lot of really good kick returns in this game. As you said, that one brought up to the 31. They've had quite a few return to the 30 as well. Now set up with great field position. They got to run some kind of fancy routes and see if they can get their receivers open downfield.
We're on Atlanta's 9th drive, and Vancouver has 9 drives. Atlanta with 55 plays ran to Atlanta's 32. That was play 33 for Atlanta there. It's a carry by BDG Hollywood to the right side for no gain.
Kevin Brackett there on the edge for BDG Hollywood. And a big thing that Vancouver has done so far has really taken away that stretch play that Atlanta loves to run with BDG Hollywood, tries to get him to the outside edge, and Vancouver's had none of it so far this game.
Single back A set, Dynasty looking to throw, fires right side to Falco. Dean Maddox tips it up, and it's going to be intercepted after the tip. Deflection down the left-hand side. Mark Lopez brings the ball down to the Atlanta 19-yard line. I'm sorry, that was Kyler Murray on the interception.
Just a heartbreaker for Atlanta there. As that play was going down, I thought they finally had Dean Maddox. It looked like he was out of place, but able to shift his weight, come back to the ball, and bat it immediately towards his other defender. And a huge interception for Kyler Murray. And now at the 19-yard line, Vancouver's offense gets another chance.
And the Swarm really need a defensive stand here. A turnover would be fantastic for them. Base 4-3 for the Swarm defense. Handoff Redford, right side, gets him 1 yard before he's dragged down. Quanah Shine there to help make the tackle.
Yeah, and Chris Porter there to make contact originally. Really all he was able to do was slow down Robert Redford in the end. Redford running with a ton of purpose. Luckily, Quanah Shine was behind Porter and able to make the finish.
Pepper in a 3-wide split back from the 19-yard line of Atlanta. 5 minutes to go in this ball game. Pass right side caught by Andy Hamilton, and he's pushed out of bounds.
And Hamilton made a really good catch there. Had to stretch out and try to come up with that ball. Able to get his 1 foot down as he was full speed and looked like he was starting to trip over his own feet.
Third and 4 inside the SFL red zone. Pepper. Redford dots the I. Twins to the right. Back to throw. Out route is there for Brett Killian, and it's been there all game, and a first down conversion down to the Atlanta 8-yard line.
And another huge play by Brett Killian here. You got to wonder if the big games so far by Killian and Hamilton have been because of last week's game when Kendra Hall was able to just do whatever she wanted to the Louisiana defense.
And I see Kendra Hall says, yes, throw me the ball. I'm open, coach. And it's great, those diva wide receivers. They always think that they're open. As Pepper's down at the 8-yard line, back to throw. Left side, it is. Kendra Hall gets in the end zone.
Kendra Hall finally gets her chance. Not quite able to get into this offense this week as she'd like to, but able to get the ball to cross the plane there, get another 6 points on the board for the Vancouver offense. And they've just kept on rolling through this game. Atlanta really struggling to find an answer.
And a big day for this Vancouver offense, continuing where they left off week 1. 4-play, 19-yard drive after an 8-yard touchdown pass to Kendra Hall. Rakowski on for the extra point. Kick is up and good. 27-7. Vancouver on the road at the Hive. Definitely shocking Atlanta right now. Still time in this ball game, Robert. 4.5 minutes in the third quarter.
Yeah, and we've said it time and time again, just haven't been able to get their weapons going on offense. Every time Bryant Dynasty thinks he has an open receiver down the field, a Vancouver defender just comes out of nowhere and takes that opportunity away. BDG Hollywood, 10 attempts, only 23 yards. They really got to find a way to get him moving down the field.
Atlanta, again, the special teams returner, giving them great field position. Rakowski doesn't have the biggest leg, but the return man for Atlanta doing his part, trying to get them out to good starting field position, starting at the Atlanta 32-yard line. Dynasty on the day, 7-17, 71 yards. Looking to get going. Hollywood with 23 yards on the ground. Nickel formation for the Legion defense. Dynasty over the middle, pass is caught and fumbled, another one, and it's picked up by the Legion defender, and it's going to be brought down at the Atlanta 44-yard line. What else can go wrong for Atlanta, Robert?
I got to imagine we're going to see this play a couple more times. I don't know if it was just the camera angle or what, but it looked like the ball hit Jamal Woodings in the hand. He didn't even have the catch. And on the replay there, I'm still not completely sure he made that catch. But Atlanta not throwing the red flag. Oh, there it comes.
So we will get a challenge here. Not quite sure. The first one in the game definitely was, you could see the possession was there. This one, I think, definitely warrants the challenge flag. It's going to come down to what R62 sees in that replay hood.
Yeah, and a great ball thrown over the middle. And it just, to me, does not look like Wooding came up with that catch.
And so we've got Robert Garrett Jr. on record. We'll see what R62, if he agrees with Robert. And it is. So the call on the field is overturned. It's going to be ruled an incompletion.
Yeah, Jamal Wooding's hands were outstretched there. The ball hit him in the hand, and at the same time, defender made contact with his arms. So the ball never came to possession. So now a 2nd and 10 for the Swarm.
I formation. Chisholm's the lone receiver to the right. 2 tight ends on the field. Handoff left side up the middle. Hollywood spins and is able to get 7 yards on the carry.
The BDG finally able to find an opening, spins back to the right, and gets past all the linebackers, but maybe showing a little bit of fatigue as this game's moved on. He's taken a lot of big hits, and he didn't seem like he was moving as fast as he normally does.
Shotgun split backfield. Twins to the right for Dynasty. Good snap. Plenty of time to throw. Checks down to Chisholm, cutting across the middle of the field, and they have a first down.
Yeah, and that was a great throw by Bryant Dynasty. He was looking right at Chisholm, but in the meantime was able to see a defender coming off the edge, full speed ahead. So he made that throw and prepared to take the contact. Good first down for Atlanta. They got to keep moving down the field.
Really reliable target. Boo Chisholm, 9 season veteran here in the SFL. And just the hands on this guy is unbelievable. He's always a reliable target for his quarterback. Hollywood on first down gets the carry and loses the yard.
Huge hit there by Farnsey, the rookie for Vancouver. Came flying out of nowhere and absolutely blew up BDG Hollywood. Hollywood gets the best of a lot of defenders in the SFL, and the rookie making sure his name did not go on that list.
We got a bunch to the left for Dynasty. Hollywood, the lone back. Vancouver in a nickel formation. Dynasty sets to throw. Left side, pass is caught. Siege Falco has his first reception for 7 yards.
Yeah, Falco finally able to get the ball open, and a little bit of trickery there for Atlanta as they crossed up their receivers and maybe made a little bit of confusion for the defenders. Falco able to get open and move the ball downfield.
And Atlanta looking for a little bit of life here. I like that they're going with these short routes, letting Dynasty build up his confidence as they're looking to get past. They're just past midfield, looking to get into plus territory. Chisholm bunched in tight to Dynasty's left, split backfield. Vancouver in a nickel. They blitz. Quick throw by Dynasty is caught over the middle, breaks a tackle. Jamal Wooding breaks another one and finally is dragged down by Major Key, but not before he gets down to the Vancouver 29-yard line.
Jamal Wooding, who got hit multiple times on that one, but able to power out of one, spin out of another, and keep moving the ball downfield. A great play by Major Key to take Wooding down, but this Atlanta offense finally having some life pumping through them.
Yeah, Wooding's first reception of the game, and he's a big play target. Something that I think Atlanta has needed this game is Hollywood feeling the momentum now, gets a 6-yard carry.
And I think there's a breath of life right now in the Hive as their offense is feeling it. BDG Hollywood, a big run, 6-yard gain. Now 2nd and 4 for their offense inside the Vancouver 25-yard line.
It wouldn't surprise me to see Dynasty take a shot to Siege Falco here. Maybe not this formation, I formation. Boo Chisholm bunched in tight to the left side for Dynasty. Vancouver still in a nickel formation, and a handoff up the middle left side goes for nothing.
Yeah, the defense just swarms after BDG Hollywood, unable to take him down. 3rd and 4 now. You got to imagine that Atlanta's going to look to pass here. They haven't been able to get BDG going on the ground. And, Vancouver's probably ready for this run.
Barnesy coming alive here in the 3rd quarter with his 2nd tackle. Dynasty left side to Hollywood, spins his way to a first down to the Vancouver 19-yard line. And Atlanta has not made many trips into the SFL red zone here today, Robert, but this one would be an important trip if they can get 6.
Yeah, and I made the comment earlier, the BDG also a big part of the Atlanta passing game, and Dynasty finally able to get the ball to him. It almost seemed like that play was designed to go to BDG on that swing pass, and they're now inside the red zone, as you said.
Check down Dynasty to the flats to the fullback, and he's going to get 3 yards before he's dragged out of bounds. That's Mitchell O'Brien. First time we've called his name here tonight.
Yeah, and if they didn't run the same play there, it was definitely the same concept. Bryant Dynasty, takes his snap, looks and scans the line, sees that none of the receivers are open downfield. A quick dump off to BDG Hollywood for a minimal gain.
Dynasty in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers to his right side. Play action fake, fires over the middle, well covered as he was attempting to hit Siege Falco on a post. Kevin Brackett with his 2nd pass deflection.
Brackett able to extend his arm out there and bat the ball down into the ground. This Vancouver defense still showing that they're awake and they're ready to go now. A 3rd and 7. This could be a big stand for Vancouver's defense if they could make it.
Split back formation. Siege Falco in the slot to the top of your screen. Boo Chisholm at the bottom. Dynasty evaluates the defense. Now back to throw. Thrown over the middle to Chisholm is incomplete, but we got a penalty flag on the field and looked like there was some contact made as the receiver was trying to haul in the target.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a pass interference here on Josh Farnsey. Boo Chisholm's hands just got wrapped around the linebacker's helmet and wasn't able to come up with the reception there. Just a tough mistake for the rookie to make, and now Atlanta with the first down.
Yeah, absolutely been flying to the ball here in the third quarter, was trying to continue with that intensity and just got there a little bit too soon, and gives Atlanta a great opportunity now. First and goal from the Vancouver 5-yard line. Only 2 seconds remaining here in this third quarter. We'll see what Atlanta draws up. Bunch wide receivers to the left. Hollywood alone in the backfield. Dynasty spots and throws to his target, and it's incomplete as he was intended for Siege Falco there.
Yeah, and that's a tough throw for Dynasty to try and make. Had the receiver there, wanted to get the ball to him, but
We've reached the end of the third quarter. Vancouver leading 27-7 here in Atlanta, Georgia at the Hive. Conclusion of the fourth quarter action coming up. And Bryant Dynasty in this Atlanta offense looking to punch this one in. 6 points here would do a great deal towards making this a competitive ball game, keeping this one for their home crowd. Dynasty under center. Scanning the defense as he drops back to throw. Looks right side for Falco, and it's going to be jumped in front of by Vancouver. And they intercept it. Kyler Murray with his second interception of the day, and he's down the sideline. Nobody in front of him. He's going to take this one all the way 100 yards. Huge pick six for this Vancouver Legion defense, and I think that's going to do it, Robert.
Yeah, Kyler Murray came flying out of nowhere for his second interception of the game, first touchdown. And this Vancouver defensive backfield has just been playing insane all game. Every time Atlanta thinks they have a shot, Vancouver shows up and proves them differently. Just a tough one to take for Atlanta on that play.
Absolutely. Vancouver defense just shown up here today, and it's just absolutely soul crushing what they're doing right now. And they're trying. I mean, they had all the opportunity there, and they're going to keep fighting. But man, it just feels like they're just up against it right now. Rakowski on for the extra point. Still 10.5 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter, just getting started. Rakowski, a little bit of a bobbled snap, but kick is up and good. Now 34-7 here at the Hive in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, it really seems like Vancouver hit the ground running. They came out last week and beat Louisiana 45-34, and the score was a lot closer than the game really showed. And coming into the Hive now this week, have really just done whatever they've wanted to Atlanta, and they've got the big lead here with 10 minutes left to go.
Vancouver Legion defensive backfield. In these first 2 weeks, 2 interceptions returned for a touchdown. Both have been over 90 yards. So Vancouver off to a hot start. Their defensive backfield providing some points for their team, and I know owner and coach Andy Hamilton loves to see that. Dynasty's going to get back out on the field, looking to recover from that last mistake. As we're in the shotgun split backfield, twins to the right for Dynasty. Vancouver in the nickel formation. Dynasty with the quick drop back, throws left side, well-covered ball. And Major Key was there to knock it away.
And another big thing that I mentioned earlier on in the game, Vancouver currently second in the league for this season. So really just based off of week one, but second in the league in turnover differential with 3, and currently with their 5 interceptions, still sitting at 3 in turnover differential as they've had interception and a fumble of their own.
Strong power I as Vancouver in the nickel. Dynasty set to throw, checks down to Hollywood, out of the backfield, spins upfield, and gets 3 yards on the reception.
And Dynasty still struggling a little bit as that ball was off target a little bit for BDG Hollywood, but Hollywood able to come back and make the reception, move the ball downfield.
3 wide receivers set now for Atlanta. Siege Falco in the slot right-hand side for Dynasty. 3-step drop, time to throw, and pressure gets there as Dynasty is just able to get rid of it. Pass is going to fall incomplete. Gerald Giudice there on the pressure.
Yeah, and Dynasty just trying to get the ball off, see if he can make plays on the big third down, but in the end just avoids taking a sack. That's going to go down as an incomplete pass, and once again, the Swarm have to punt this ball away.
Atlanta's punter is standing on his own 16, 17-yard line. Vancouver brings the pressure, but able to get the punt away. Fielded at the 30-yard line, returned for 3 yards. Legion are going to start at the 33-yard line.
And, we saw one block punt earlier on in this game. I thought we were going to see a second there, but Vancouver just fingertips away from blocking that one.
And Vancouver had a punt block earlier in this game, Robert. A really wonky play, ball bounced around, and Vancouver ended up throwing a turnover on that drive, but definitely showing that they're going to bring the pressure on special teams. Pepper throws left side to Redford. Swing pass goes for 7 yards.
Yeah, Redford has to reach back for that ball, but able to pull it in with one hand and move the ball downfield 7 yards for this Legion offense. Atlanta's defense has got to play tight and needs a turnover here, as the clock's going to keep ticking, and Vancouver has really played the possession game on offense.
Vancouver up to 60 plays on offense compared to Atlanta's 52. Vancouver on their 12th drive of the ball game. Pepper with some pressure throws off his back foot to Redford, who just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Pepper holds that ball for as long as he can to wait for Redford to get outside, and right as the pressure's in his face, threw that ball over there. Unfortunately for him, Redford did not have an open space, and Atlanta made a big stop there. Now a 3rd and 3.
Split back twins for Pepper. Some movement from the linebackers on Atlanta causes Pepper to change the play, and Atlanta jumps off sides, leads to the sack. Joshua Williams is going to get there, but he jumped the snap a little bit too soon, and it's going to get flagged and 5 free yards for Vancouver.
Yeah, what a big play for Vancouver. Tom Pepper able to get one of the veteran presences on this defense for Atlanta, Joshua Williams, to jump off sides and get another first down for this offense. They're able to keep the clock going now and really back Atlanta up into a corner.
Yeah, and one of your leaders, somebody you look forward to, when it's just that kind of game for Vancouver. I think today just things aren't firing in the same way, and it just seems to be all Vancouver today. Pepper under center, twins to his left, back to throw, and it's an out route caught for a 5-yard gain.
An easy, quick out route throw for Tom Pepper. Gets the ball to Kendra Hall, gets them up to midfield, and now facing a 2nd and 5 with just under 8.5 minutes left to go in this game.
Pepper on a 2nd and 5 in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers. Redford sidecar right. Pepper moving around, steps up into the pressure, and the ball is going to come incomplete. Joshua Williams applied the pressure there.
Yeah, I think Pepper thought there was a little more pressure coming than there actually was. Started to scramble around in the pocket and try to find an open receiver, but all he ended up doing was running into the defensive lineman coming right at him, and just quickly throws the ball into the ground.
A split backfield, twins to his left. Atlanta in a 4-3 defense. From midfield, 3rd and 5. Pepper throws. Corner route is caught by Kendra Hall down to the Atlanta 35-yard line.
And just a beautiful throw there by Tom Pepper. Maybe a little bit too high, but Kendra Hall not worried about that. Climbs the ladder and comes up with that reception. A big one for Vancouver, and they keep this drive alive and keep Atlanta's offense on the sideline.
7 of 13 today for Vancouver on 3rd down. 19 first downs gained. Twins to the right for Pepper. Check down to the out route. Brett Killian, 6 yards, and runs out of bounds.
And the offensive linemen, Percoco and Newtones for Vancouver, have played awesome for Tom Pepper. Has all the time in the world on most of these passing plays, able to sit in the pocket and really find his open receiver.
And really has been unfazed all day. I mean, Chris Porter has a couple of sacks, but outside of that, Josh Williams got a couple of pressures. But, Tom Pepper's been given full authority to work here today, and he's doing just that. Pepper checks down to Redford's left side. Redford fights forward and gets 6 yards on the reception. Tackle made by Jay Miraculous.
And Redford You'd think maybe after this whole game he'd be kind of tired, but gets that ball there and able to shrug off the contact to fight ahead and get the first down for his offense. Now at the 23-yard line for Atlanta, Vancouver's looking to throw it deep, it looks like.
And Vancouver does take the shot, and the post route is there. Andy Hamilton moves the chains down to the Atlanta 12-yard line.
And Hamilton takes a big shot there. It looked like Cole Finnegan on the tackle. This Atlanta defense showing a little bit of frustration here, and I think they might have taken it out a little bit there with that hit.
Just under 6.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Tom Pepper under center, back to throw. Underneath, the crossing route is caught for a 5-yard gain down to the Atlanta 7-yard line.
Yeah, and Pepper just going to loft that one over the middle to Hamilton. Easy catch and 5-yard gain for Vancouver. 2nd and 5 now at the Swarm 7-yard line. Atlanta's defense needs to come up big here.
Nickel defense from Atlanta. Throws to the back of the end zone. Pass is going to be caught by Brett Killian. What an it's Kendra Hall with her 2nd touchdown, and what an dot thrown by Tom Pepper right behind the defense, right where it needed to be. And Kendra Hall has 2 touchdowns here today.
And Kendra Hall now back-to-back games this season with 2 touchdowns. Just gets wide open in the back of the end zone. And it seemed like Atlanta's defenders had no idea that she was back there.
Early front runner in the receiving touchdown mark in the SFL. Kendra Hall now with 4 total touchdowns in 2 games. Rakowski on for the extra point. Kick is up and good, 41-7 for Vancouver. Just under 6 minutes remaining in this ball game, Robert.
Yeah, and I think that the game's gotten away from Atlanta at this point, but I do think that Atlanta can come out of this with a high note. They've really got to take the time, figure out how they can get BDG Hollywood and Bryant Dynasty going here in these last just under 6 minutes, and see what they can do to go into next week a little bit better.
Vancouver on that 11-play, 62-yard drive. After the points, kicks it off to Atlanta, and they're able to return that one to the 34-yard line.
And another big return by Atlanta, but unfortunately for them, their offense hasn't really been able to capitalize on a special teams game that has really been outstanding for Atlanta.
And Dynasty under center, hands off to Hollywood, and he's got a nice gain up the middle for 7 yards.
Yeah, BDG got a wide opening there, able to take it ahead and tried to take on the linebacker one-on-one, but the linebacker won on that strength battle. Hollywood may be worn out just a little bit after all of the hits he's taken in this game.
And an I formation, twins to the left-hand side. Vancouver in the nickel defense, handoff the right side for Hollywood. He's got the first down and a little bit more, call it 5 yards on the game.
And defensive end Mike Coverson got a big-time bull rush on the offensive tackle there for Atlanta. Unfortunately for him, got him so good, took him to the ground, and really went down just past BDG Hollywood.
And great collective effort by the Vancouver defense to drag down Hollywood. Clock still moving now. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this ball game. 3 wide receivers split back for Atlanta. Dynasty with a quick drop, fires to the left-hand side to Falco, and that one's going to be tipped away, incomplete.
And another big play by the defensive backs for Vancouver. Ashley Rose Finch on that pass defense, her first of the game. And again, Atlanta just not able to get the ball to their receivers downfield.
Trying to get past midfield, 3 wide receivers to the right. Hollywood, the lone back. Dynasty is back to throw. Quick drop, quick throw to the right side. That one drops into Boo Chisholm. who gets down to the 26-yard line, and Atlanta's going to be in the hurry-up offense, trying to save clock and timeouts.
And for the
Dynasty back.
first time, Atlanta gets a beat on Maddox, able to move the ball downfield. They got to try and score fast if they want to see if they can get any more points.
Man, great job by Hollywood as he gets pushed out of bounds and gets 9 yards on the reception. Gives Atlanta a chance to huddle up, Robert.
Absolutely, Atlanta's got to get a second. They're probably getting excited here. This is some of the first success they've seen in most of the game. Might be getting a little bit excited, and the huddle gives them a chance to calm down, collect themselves, and figure out where they want to go from here.
2 tight ends on the field for Atlanta. Hollywood, the lone back. Fires deep side, the left side to Boo Chisholm. Well defended by Vancouver as that pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, and I thought Vancouver was going to get another interception there. Crow just not able to pull the ball in. And that was a big chance for Atlanta. Now facing a 3rd and 1, I would hand the ball off to BDG Hollywood here just to make sure you get the first down.
3rd and short for Atlanta. Dynasty back to throw. Vancouver bringing some pressure, and it allows Siege Falco to get open, gets the first down, and gets pushed out of bounds at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, and that was another smart play choice. Instead of handing the ball off to Hollywood, they just run a quick out route with Siege Falco, get him open towards the sideline, and stop the clock while they get the first down. Big play for Atlanta to keep this drive alive, and they're looking to score here.
And we welcome those of you who just watched Baltimore defeat Sioux Falls 30-3. We're here at the Hive in Atlanta, where Atlanta is down big to Vancouver, but driving here late in this game, trying to get in the end zone. Dynasty's pass complete left side to Boo Chisholm, and it's 2nd goal from the 6-yard line.
Yeah, Chisholm an easy dump off to keep this ball moving for the Swarm.
Underneath, the Chisholm gets 5 yards down to the Vancouver 1-yard line, and Atlanta's going to stay in the hurry-up offense.
I wonder if Dynasty is going to look BDG's way on the swing pass here.
BDG stays in the block, fires back to the end zone, just out of the end zone, as Siege Falco could not get his down and inbounds. And what do you think, Robert? You going to go for it here on 4th down, try to get the 6 points, or settle for the field goal?
I absolutely would go for it at this point. Down 7-41. There's not a whole lot other than to make the scoreboard look a little less by kicking the field goal. You got to get the touchdown here and a little bit of momentum on your offensive side heading into next week.
Owner Mark Chisholm agrees with you. Dynasty, quick drop back to throw. Penalty flag thrown. Diving catch. Oh, no. Incomplete to Siege Falco, but we do have a penalty flag on the field. We'll see what it is.
I'm thinking it might be a holding call. The flag came out a little after the ball was thrown.
Yeah, R62 got the holding call, so Legion declined due to the incomplete pass, and it will be a turnover on downs. Vancouver now on the 1-yard line, though, so Atlanta playing the odds. Hopefully they can make a nice defensive stand, maybe get a safety or force a turnover or a quick 3-and-out.
Yeah, and they got to key in on Robert Redford here. Maybe run some kind of running back spy, just something where your linebacker is tracking Redford every step. And as you said, they could get a safety here.
On the call here for you tonight, I'm Stephen Hacker. He's Robert Garrett Jr. Redford gets the carry, and he's going to get stopped. That's not Redford, that's the backup, but he's going to get stopped in the end zone for a safety.
And a great job by Chris Porter there. The ends on each side really jammed down inside to stop Redford from being able to get outside on that run. And a good big-time safety for Atlanta to try and bring the score closer.
Yeah, and that was Myron Jackson Jr. that got the carry there. Couldn't break away and gives Atlanta 2 points, and now they're going to get the ball here. Returner fields it at the 25-yard line, brought out to the 40. Down in the stats truck for us here tonight's Phil Koss, Dwayne Schindler, and A.K. Jones. Producing back at the SFL headquarters is producer Cameron Irvine. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in this 4th quarter. And Atlanta is really needing some points, definitely fighting for some respect here, trying to show that their playbook is working and that they've got some fight left in their tank. Dynasty under center, single back, 3 wide receivers. Back to throw, takes a deep shot down the left side. Boo Chisholm wide open, nobody around him. He's going to have a huge 60-yard touchdown. He gets Atlanta on the board and that much closer.
Yeah, that's a big time touchdown for Atlanta. Unfortunately for Vancouver, the backups are in at this point. They don't have a whole much left to play for. So Boo Chisholm able to beat his corner, get a deep ball downfield, and put more points on the board for Atlanta here.
Dynasty looking to get his totals updated to 27. 2 touchdowns here today. Does have quite a few four or five interceptions here today. So definitely the touchdown helping build that confidence back up. Trusted target again, 9 season veteran Boo Chisholm, one of the go-to receivers in this Atlanta Swarm offense. Sammy Steele on to attempt the extra point. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is good. 16-41 Atlanta. I'm sorry, Vancouver up 41-16 over Atlanta.
And Steven, pretty much this whole game has been dominated by Vancouver on both sides of the ball. Their defense coming up with 5 interceptions on Bryant Dynasty, and their offense not too far behind. Pepper with 3 passing touchdowns. Redford with his own rushing touchdown. We're going to see an onside kick here, but it does not work out in Atlanta's favor, and the Legion get the ball once again.
And Vancouver will take over on offense at the Atlanta 40-yard line. With that, quarterback Mark Salt. No, it's still Tom Pepper. Tom Pepper's still in the game. 3.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Strong power I formation for the Legion. Handoff right side and a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, and at this point, I think Vancouver's just gonna keep trying to run the clock down, see if they can get out of this without giving up any more points. Redford got a 4-yard gain there, but with 3 minutes left to go, that's a lot of time to run down on the clock.
And no urgency getting set up here. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Less than 7 seconds now on the play clock. Pepper's going to milk all of that he can. Snaps the ball left side, handoff. Met in the backfield, spins away, but Redford's going to lose 2.
And Steven, an interesting point to look at the 1-yard line, the Vancouver offense opted to go with the backups. And the next time they come out, Redford and Pepper back out on the field. So you got to wonder what the coaching staff for Vancouver was thinking there.
Well, I think they said, we feel this pretty comfortable with this lead. Then they get out there and the safety happens and they're like, well, maybe we don't feel so comfortable anymore. Let's just go with what was working earlier in this ball game. A 3rd and 9 for Tom Pepper and this Legion offense. 61% here today, 8 of 13 on 3rd down. A handoff to Redford up the middle. Makes a nice move, gets 6 yards, but that's short of the first down. That was Myron Jackson Jr. on that carry that made the nice move. And we've come to the 2-minute warning here in Atlanta, Georgia. Vancouver's up 41-16. We're the Simulation Football League on for the fans. I'm Stephen Hacker. He's Robert Garrett Jr. And we've got the conclusion of this game just in sight as Vancouver in control of the game with the ball.
And this 4th down is big for Atlanta. Able to get the ball back with 2 minutes left to go in this game. See if they can even bring the score a little bit closer and really just keep the momentum on their offensive side.
Trying to corner this, angle this punt to the corner. Gets a nice bounce, and it's going to die at about the 3-yard line as the special teams unit able to down it finally at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, and that took a tough bounce for Atlanta there. I was actually watching one of the blockers absolutely blew up the gunner for Vancouver, headed to the ball to try and down it, but the ball takes a funky bounce, and they're able to stop it at the 2.
Minute 50 to go in this ball game. 3 timeouts for Atlanta. On their own 2-yard line, fires deep down the right side to Dynasty, and Falco well covered. Dynasty looking for a flag, but the struggle all game. You see 3 receptions for Falco on 12 targets, and really you credit all that to Dean Maddox and the day that he's had, Robert.
Yeah, these corners in general, Dean Maddox, Ashley Rose Finch, Kyler Murray, all have played a big part in this game. The receivers for Atlanta haven't been able to get open. Boo Chisholm also 13 targets, only 8 receptions. It's been tough for Dynasty to get these balls to the receivers.
Looking to get Chisholm involved. Dynasty down the left side, well covered and knocked away. Going to bring up third down.
And another big play by the defensive backs for Vancouver. Third and 10 now for Atlanta. You got to think they're wanting to throw the ball again, see if they can get their receivers open. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to these first two plays. Dynasty hoping to get another chance or two at it.
Dynasty set to throw. 3-step drop. Time in the pocket, thrown over the middle of the field, and the linebacker was there to knock that one away.
An absolutely disastrous throw by Bryant Dynasty there. I don't know if maybe the offensive line was standing too far up and he just didn't see the guy there, or thought he could get it in front of his receiver. But the linebacker there, able to knock it down, make a big play, is Austin.
And maybe needs to put his contacts in. A little bit of depth perception there. Put his hand up high, but it hit him right in the chest. Near interception opportunity, but I guess that's why he plays defense, Robert. So a fourth down for Atlanta at their own 2-yard line. Dynasty in the split back with 3 wide receivers. Throws down the right side, looking for Siege Falco, but well-defended ball, 2 defenders in the area, and it falls incomplete in a turnover on downs.
And Mark Lopez doing a great job playing Siege Falco there. Once the ball was tipped up in the air, Lopez shifted his attention to the receiver and pretty much tackled him to get him out of the way of the ball and not let him have a chance to recover the catch.
And Atlanta, almost forced to be aggressive, gives Vancouver very, very positive field position. Salt is going to hand off right side to Myron Jackson, who's going to waltz that one in for a 2-yard touchdown. 1 play, 2-yard drive for Vancouver on that one, and just really putting this game away, taking advantage of the great field position after Atlanta was almost forced to have to go for it to try to put up points in this ball game.
Yeah, and this Vancouver offense has really been targeting the outside for the defense of Atlanta. And all game, it's really worked. That play there, just another example, able to take a 47-16 lead and, still waiting to kick the field goal here.
Last week, over 40 points for Vancouver, and another matchup here today. Vancouver looking like a high-powered offense here to start the season 16. Rakowski for the extra point, up and good, 48-16.
Vancouver last week came out at the top of the league for points per game with 45. Tops that this week now at 48. Atlanta, though, was second place with 44 points and not able to get there with the way that Vancouver's defense has been playing. Just a really, really rough game overall for Atlanta. And you got to imagine, Steven, that they're going to bounce back next week.
Absolutely, absolutely. This Atlanta team has found some fire in this season and in the offseason. They're definitely looking to prove some people wrong, and I would expect a different outcome next week for Atlanta. Hats off to Andy Hamilton and his coaching staff for putting together such a great game plan to give themselves this opportunity to win this ball game. Dynasty going to set up under center here from his own 31-yard line. A minute and a half to go in this ball game. Back to throw, looks over the middle, looks like a flipped play there, but coverage was there and it falls incomplete.
I think at this point, Atlanta's probably starting to look towards next week already. Got another really tough task ahead of them. Got to travel to Cron Pro Field and go up against the Queen City Corsairs team, who, just like Vancouver, has a really stingy defense.
And Queen City able to secure their 100th franchise win last week in week 1. And definitely a team that knows how to win, knows how to compete. So Atlanta definitely has a match for him next week. Dynasty hit as he throws, and it falls incomplete. It's going to set up 3rd and 10. Judas Essie there on the pressure.
Yeah, Judas Essie made a couple big plays for Vancouver tonight. And, the Legion Headed home for next week. They got a big divisional matchup against the Portland Fleet. Vancouver going to be looking to continue this momentum that they've had so far this season.
Some movement on the Legion side. Dynasty picks it up, changes the play. Gonna look back to throw. Corner route, Siege Falco jumps up, makes the reception, 15 yards gained on that one. Now to midfield, and Atlanta's going to hurry back up and run the no-huddle offense.
Yeah, the defender wanting to make sure he took Falco down more than he did getting the ball. Just made a great play there on the receiver.
Back-to-back nice plays on the corner route for Falco. And another first down, now down to the Vancouver 30-yard line. Atlanta back on the ball. Dynasty set to throw. Checks down the comeback route to Boo Chisholm, 3-yard gain, and they're going to have to stay in this formation, hurrying back to the line of scrimmage. 40 seconds remaining in this ball game. Dynasty back to throw, looking to get something going, and Falco on the corner route this time falls incomplete.
And Dynasty was able to get his groove going there, able to hit 3 passes in a row, but that one falls flat, and now facing a 3rd and 7 with 36 seconds left to go at the Vancouver 28, though. If they take another deep shot or two, they might be able to get some more points on the board.
Boo Chisholm, really, really fantastic day despite the offensive woes. 142 yards for the receiver. Dynasty looking to throw, cutting across the middle was Boo Chisholm, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, that was a great play by the defense there. Boo Chisholm had a good route, and Dynasty put a good throw in the ball, but the defender able to step in front of Chisholm. Chisholm couldn't quite track the ball as well and didn't pull it in there.
So Atlanta again going to go for it on 4th down. Been in this position quite a bit this ball game. Atlanta's picked up their 3rd down conversions as the game has progressed, now up to 43%. But a 4th down conversion is necessary here as Falco on the corner route breaks by the defenders and he gets in the end zone. And it may be too little too late, but it's definitely great for your quarterback to build that repertoire with the receiver, show that you have that firepower in your playbook. As Atlanta cuts the lead, but it's 22-48 and not much time left in this ballgame.
Yeah, Atlanta finally able to find a groove in the passing game, but as you said, a little bit too late here. Siege Falco able to pull in a nice one-handed catch and get his touchdown for the day. Atlanta at least comes out of this with the score not looking too bad. Obviously, watching the game, you see that Vancouver really controlled the game how they wanted to, but late in the game, Atlanta's had a nice little resurgence, and hopefully they can keep this momentum going into week 3.
Extra point by Steele is up and good now, 23-48. Vancouver well in control of this ball game. As Atlanta is going to set up, we should be seeing the onside attempt here. Steele angling his body, so yes, you are going to see the onside attempt. Checks the line, hand in the air. And the attempt is away, fielded perfectly by the Vancouver hands team, and they're going to get the ball at the Atlanta 38. 26 remaining in this ball game. Both teams with all 3 timeouts, but I expect to see 3 kneels here, Robert.
Yeah, and I understand that as an offense, especially, you don't like to take a tough loss like this, but I do not believe the onside kick there was a good move. It just seemed like it could have been a huge disaster, really putting their players at a potential to get injured there, just to see if their offense could do a little bit more to end the game.
And Salt did take the knee, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 12, 25 seconds remaining in this ball game.
Atlanta going to go ahead and use their timeout, the first of their 3, just to see if they can get the ball back. But I don't really think they're going to have enough time on the clock to do anything with it if they do.
Got a quick glimpse before that play at Moose Papineau, who has 3 tackles today, 1 pass deflection. Salt's going to kneel on it again. Atlanta will take their 2nd time out of the half. Other notable performances, Robert. On the Atlanta defensive side, Daquana Shine had 8 solo tackles, 3 assisted. Cree Higgins and Blake Hamrick each with 7 tackles. Cole Finnegan had 5 tackles and 2 pass deflections. Also a fumble recovery. Cree Higgins had a pass deflection, really played well in the second half. Salt's going to kneel on this one, and Atlanta will take the timeout. So 22 seconds, and Vancouver will punt this one away. It's going to pin Atlanta pretty deep back. Kyler Murray had 5 tackles, Robert, 2 interceptions, had that big pick six, the 100-yard pick six. Definitely top 10 play of the week candidate in this ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyler Murray, after only recording 1 tackle in last week's game, had a huge showing on this Vancouver Legion defense that has really proved to be pretty dominant these first 2 weeks.
And punt almost died on the goal line, but it does bounce into the end zone. So very small net, call it net 18 on the punt, and Atlanta's going to get the ball at their own 20-yard line. Offensively, let's look at BDG Hollywood's numbers: 48 yards, 16 carries, so a 3-yard per carry average, but really just not the same explosive back that we're used to seeing week in and week out here. Dynasty under center with the split back 3 wide receiver set, throws to the right side, and it's going to be intercepted, targeting Siege Falco, and the defensive back down the sideline is going to try to take this one to the house, and is going to get pushed out of bounds near the 8-yard line, and Ashley Rose Finch has her second interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and just to rub a little bit of salt in the wound for Atlanta, Vancouver comes up with this interception as Ashley Rose Finch hidden in the backfield for the defense, and very deadly corner for this Vancouver Legion defense.
Finch now 2 solo tackles, 3 assisted, 3 pass deflections, 2 interceptions, and that one is going to seal the game for Vancouver. Going to have to kneel on it 1 time, and that'll reach the conclusion. Robert Redford, a heck of a game, over 150 yards. Tom Pepper, almost 300 yards passing. And the conclusion of this game is a Vancouver win, 48-23 at the Hive in Atlanta. And Robert, why don't you break down this game for us?
Yeah, this game was exactly what it looks like. Just utter domination by Vancouver. 52 rushing yards on the ground for Atlanta. BDG Hollywood just not able to get anything going. Bryant Dynasty found a groove late in the game, but the reality of it is the defense for Vancouver just locked down these receivers and really forced their way on them.
Yeah, and it felt like Atlanta really wanted to push things through the air, and I think Atlanta just was really prepared for that. These two teams always play very well. Atlanta getting the first road win in this series, now up to 4 games. So home team winning 3 out of 4, but Atlanta showing that they can. They've got some firepower. They can go on the road and win, and it absolutely was just all offense for Vancouver here today. Great defense, but just absolutely had everything going. Didn't matter what they were doing. They took control of this ball game and didn't look back.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're getting towards the Player of the Game award. And, if I had my choice, I think I'd smash it up with a hammer and hand each piece out to the defense of Vancouver. That whole unit played very well and really kept their offense on the field.
Yeah, Kevin Brackett had 4 tackles, 3 assisted, tackle for a loss, also 2 pass deflections for the linebacker. Gerald Giudice, a tackle, a sack, had a couple of pressures. And Kyler Murray, I already talked about him. Dean Maddox had an assisted tackle for a loss, 3 pass deflections, Major Key, 2 pass deflections, and an interception. Really the entire defensive backfield for Vancouver, like you said, Robert, just absolute phenomenal showing here tonight.
And you got to show some love to the tight end, Dan Daly, 4 for 4, 80 yards on the day. A great job by him, and Will Todd on the other side, getting his first reception for 10 yards. Get a little bit of those rookie nerves shaken off, and hopefully he can become a key part of the offense for Atlanta down the field.
53% third down conversion rate for Atlanta today. For Vancouver today, led them to 20 first downs. 2 for 2 on field goals for Vancouver.
I think Atlanta this week's got to practice on getting their receivers open, maybe changing up the routes on the outside a little bit. do something a little bit unconventional and see if you can get some separation from the corners. They really struggled with that today.
And now we're going to get our player of the game, Tom Pepper, for his fantastic performance. 35 of 43, 303 yards, 3 touchdowns, a QBR of 109.6. Wrapping this ball game up, I'm Stephen Hacker. He's Robert Garrett Jr. We're the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. In the stats truck tonight was Phil Koss, Dwayne Schindler, and A.K. Jones. At SFL headquarters is Cameron Irvine. Hope you guys enjoyed the game, and we'll see you down the road.